Let's move on now to the Chicago Bears in our 2023 first round series. But before we do that, Ryan and I, we have a special announcement. We will be coming at you live on April 27th here on our YouTube channel, watching the NFL draft. So be sure to tune in. You can see our live reaction and also communicate with us and provide commentary on what you think of all the picks that come in, and also ask us questions about the channel or what we think teams should be doing when it is their turn to pick. Be sure to subscribe, ring the bell, and also leave a comment in this video and let us know what you think the Bears should do picking 9th overall. And Ryan, that being said, let's get into it.
Let's do it.
Chicago Bears have already had, I would say, a very successful offseason so far.
Oh, yeah.
At minimum, they got DJ Moore. Let's say this, whoever they pick here at 9 sucks. At minimum, they got DJ Moore, who can easily come in and help contribute. That being said, though, I like nearly everybody that I have seen that is available that the Bears would take. There would be a few picks that I would not like, but even if they wanted to go like Lucas Van Ness and address the edge, like I wouldn't hate that pick. Maybe it'd be a stretch because I think they can maybe get edge rusher with their second pick. But if they want, or if they went other edge rushers like Nolan Smith, if they want to go earlier, or if some guys fell who were considered one of the best prospects earlier, but had some off the field issues. If they fall all the way to him, they take him. I think that's worth it at number 9. Then if he doesn't, you got 2 first round picks next year. So, but
yeah,
that's a lot of what's going on. And so realistically, what do you think the Bears are going to try and target here at number 9?
So I think the Bears are kind of in best player available mode. I think they need some defensive line help. They need some offensive line help. They realistically could add another receiver. They could add to the secondary. They traded Roquan Smith, so I doubt they're going to do that here at 9, but definitely in the second round they could add a linebacker. And so I think there's a lot of different ways that they could go. At 9, I think they have a lot of flexibility to trade up or trade back, especially with the draft capital that they acquired in the first overall pick trade with the Carolina Panthers. So I think that gives them a lot of flexibility. I also think it gives them flexibility to take a risk on a player. You mentioned Lucas Van Ness. When they were still at 1 overall, there was a big debate on if they would draft Jalen Carter. Well, now there's some concerns about Jalen Carter's character and attitude when it comes to football on and off the field. And I think he could be there at 9. He was there at 9 in our latest mock drafts. And I think the Bears might be a team that could be in a position to take a risk on him. And I know that's kind of odd to say for a team that's rebuilding, but again, they have, I think, 3 second-round picks. I know they have 2 first-round picks next year. I can look. No, they have 2 seconds and then pick 64 in the third. So in a regular draft, that would be 3 second-round picks. But anyways, that to me, I think they really have a lot of room here to take a risk and a big swing at a player. And I think if you're going to do that, Jalen Carter might be that player. You also could consider trading up a couple spots if you really want a guy. For example, if you want a Christian Gonzalez or a Devin Witherspoon, you could trade up and get that corner there.
Yeah. So like I don't know if they would do that because like you specifically trade back to get more picks, and then I think now you're sitting at the luxury of having guys fall to you. Yeah. So then it's like if Jalen Carter falls to you and he doesn't work out, it's like, it's like, like you could have taken him at 1 initially before you made the trade, but now you got an extra first round pick. You got DJ Moore, and then he still fell to you. It's like, what the hell, Yeah. And so, but trading up though, giving away some of those picks for a player, then that might not work. That seems a little bit sketchy because like everything in the NFL is not a sure thing, So and so trading up, maybe not. That I do like that play though, and that was one of the things I really considered in our mock draft. And I'm pretty sure I went with Paris Johnson Jr. addressing that right tackle position in my mock draft. I still really like that pick, and we can get into that here in a second. But I actually really considered maybe secondary as well. I think Gonzalez was already off the board by then, but Devin Witherspoon I think would be a sneaky good option. One thing I like about Witherspoon as well is he is a little bit smaller. However, his coverage skills, man and zone, are still really good. So if he's too small for the NFL, I think he could kick in to maybe play nickel cornerback, or maybe also then his overall still coverage skills and how he can read the offense, and he knows where secondary needs to be. Can maybe move into safety, maybe a free safety later on in his career. He hits like a safety, So I think that he provides some of that flexibility to where you maybe can move him around the defense as well. So, but that was an option that I really thought about as well. To me, probably the safe play would be Paris Johnson Jr. and the tackle position, or Peter Skoronski. Skoronski wasn't on the board by the time in our mock draft, but if they went Skoronski, similar to Witherspoon, he provides versatility all along the offensive line, center, guard, and tackle. So maybe he'll go there. However, I think Johnson they have a need at the right tackle position, and pair him up with Braxton Jones, which seems to be on the up, and has a lot of potential. And also, worst case scenario, he can kick out a left tackle as well if Braxton doesn't work out. So that's where I think that would probably be the smart play, probably the basic move. Be like, okay, let's get a right tackle, and then let's move on to the next pick.
Yeah, and what? So that's where I'm torn. It's like I think that's a safe pick, right? Getting Paris Johnson Jr. And it's like, I think you're in this position. You have 4 top 65 picks. If it were me, I'd be like, all right, let's swing away, right? Because not only that, then you have the safety net of 2 first-round picks next year. Yeah. And so
so my only thing that I agree with you, the only pick I think you'd be swinging away at would be if Carter fell to you. And there's no guarantee Carter falls to you. If he falls to you, then then your argument comes into play. But are you really swinging away, or are you just making a good pick if it's Devin Witherspoon, Peter Skoronski? Maybe you're swinging away a little bit at a receiver. I think that would be a poor pick. Maybe swing away at like Nolan Smith. Maybe that's a little bit of a stretch, but there's a lot of potential. So it's like so maybe your argument stands there a little bit. But if you look at Johnson Jr. or Witherspoon or Gonzalez or Tyree Wilson or Peter Skoronski, all those guys, I don't think that's swinging away. I just think that's the smart pick. Jalen Carter Jr. Jalen Carter would be swinging away.
Another pick that I think would be swinging away would be JSN. I think JSN would fit really well into this offense. I think he'd become Justin Fields' new best friend, and he is the only real type of receiver that I don't think they really have yet, because Chase Claypool, DJ Moore play primarily on the outside. Darnell Mooney is the speedier deep threat, and then they don't really have that true power slot possession receiver yet. So they also do have a litany of tight ends, so I highly doubt that they would investigate that, especially here in the top 10. So they can go a lot of different ways. I do think going with the high floor pick with like a Paris Johnson Jr., put him at right tackle, I think that would also be a pretty solid, a solid option as well. I like the idea of going out, taking a really high ceiling guy in a Jalen Carter here. And they might not even have the option, because like the Cardinals could take him at 3, the Seahawks could take him at 5. Like, I think there's a lot of teams that could take him or trade up and take him.
Literally every team in front of them that's not taking a quarterback I could see taking Carter.
I don't really see the Falcons doing that, because I think they have
they would do that.
Would. Well, they invested a lot in this defensive line already this offseason. But again, I think that adding him would be like the cherry on top. So if I didn't end up selecting Carter, just because, and looking back on it, I don't see how they could let him pass in Georgia. Maybe, honestly, I think all those legal issues were gone, so maybe that would be a deterring factor if he stays in the state. So I don't know what the legal issues are there, but for the Falcons and to pass on him, imagine him and Grady Jarrett paired up together. I know they have David Onyemata, but even then you can have those three. You can have those 3 guys rushing the quarterback, and that's 3. That's a good pass rush with 3 defensive tackles, and then you could have edge rushers on the outside. Yeah.
Now that'd be blitzing 5, but I mean,
well, you don't have to send all 5. You could have one drop out of coverage. Yeah. But no. So I think there's a lot of flexibility there, and it would, if they really do want to invest in Jalen Carter, 9 and pick 103 would probably get them up to 7 or 6 or 7.
Yeah.
Like maybe they have to give up 64, but then you still have 3 top 60 selections. So that is one of the things that, like, I think that they might get aggressive here if Jalen Carter falls, and they might try to jump up and grab him. But again, I also think staying at 9, taking Parashots Jr. to be your next right tackle is a good option as well.
Yeah, I don't think there's too much of a wrong pick.
No, yeah.
Quarterback. Don't take quarterback.
Yeah,
that's the only wrong pick. It's
yeah,
the only wrong
or
pick.
long snapper, but
yeah. Let's be realistic. Come on, Ryan.
Yeah, exactly. So, but anyways, let's go ahead. Let's wrap up there. Leave a comment down below on what you want to see the Chicago Bears do with the 9th overall pick in the 2023 NFL Draft. And while you're at it, go ahead and like and subscribe and smash that bell so you can get notified whenever Tyler and I create new content. And other than that, we will see you guys next time.